Welcome to another episode of Greatness Quest. Today we're going to talk about branding and badassery, some cool things you can do to communicate in your marketing and your branding so you can have great success. I know you're going to love the show.
Welcome to a daily dose of Greatness Quest with your host, Trevor Crane, my daddy. He is going to help you take your life and business to the next level.
Here I come to save the day.
Trevor Crane here, 11-time #1 best-selling author and the founder of Epic Author Publishing, coming to you live every day so you can plug in every day to build your ideal business so you can live your ideal life.
If my daddy can do it, then anybody can do it because he's a weirdo.
You're supposed to make me sound cool. So I'm in San Francisco right now. My wife and I just finished a 7-day family camp. I think we only stayed like 5 days because we had some other stuff to do. And this is a family camp that my wife had been going to since she was 6 weeks old. Her parents are part of this family camp, and the families go there. Parents, little kids, obviously. And then we hang out and play. And mostly this is for the kids, but it's also adult playtime as well. And I've been going to this camp on and off since my wife and I have been together. So it's been about 7-8 years in a row. We miss some years and don't go every year. But this year I really reached out and I wanted to meet some of the people that were there and kind of hang out with them, talk to them, and find out, like, who are these people? Like, I played tennis with them. I played softball with some of these people. We go swimming in the pool with our kids. But I'm like, who are you? And I really wanted to meet some of the people and connect. And like, this one guy is this really buff dude that I've been watching for years. Like, he's tattooed, you can't miss him. He's like the most rich guy at camp. And he's usually there with his kids. And he's super, super nice guy. His name is Jim. And I finally just had to ask him, I was like, brother, what do you do? I mean, he's from fingertip to tiptoe, he's got tattoos all over his body. And he's always been the nicest guy, like the biggest sweetheart. But I finally was like, brother, what do you do? And I come to find out he's got a super successful company. He started a supplement company. He's a scientist. He's done all this amazing work with Joe Wilder and Muscle Fitness Magazine. I got to interview this guy on the podcast. It was just really interesting. And I was talking to him about like how that happened, and he said it was all through social media. And like what he did is he really carved out his media, and he really started talking to his core audience, that are all the muscle and fitness guys that are really into all the weightlifting and bodybuilding and stuff. And now he talks directly to them. And the context of this is that he said it's so important that we grow a list, build our social media following. He's got a huge Instagram following, over 1 million fans on Facebook. And he's such a sweetheart as far as talking to. I can't wait to interview him on the show and share with you some of his strategies and secrets. But today I wanted to give you some of the insights that kind of I learned from him and a few other things that I think are going to be valuable for you for branding. So number one is this guy established himself as an expert in his niche. Like, he owned it. He was a scientist and whatnot. So he was a really like smart guy. Multiple PhDs and whatnot, but he focused on nutrition and supplementation, and he started reviewing all the supplements that were on the market and basically saying this stuff's trash. Like, there's some good stuff, but he was mixing his own concoctions. Now, what he did is he also grew his list and his following. There's 2 components here I want you to get here for business for branding badassery. Number 1, if you're going to be a badass at something, you got to be the best. You got to go ahead and draw your line in the sand, and this dude did. Like, he is the expert in this industry for this particular audience. Not for everyone. Like, we started talking about some of the other people he knows and has had the opportunity to work with. And like, he knows LL Cool J. They co-authored a book together. And I'm like, holy crap, like, that's pretty awesome. I'll bet you can leverage that celebrity. And he said, you know what? I've got to be very careful about my exposure. This is the second thing. He was an expert, but then he also needs exposure. So like when I help people with their books, that helps you establish an instant expertise. I mean, authors are more respected than doctors today, which is kind of sad but true. When I help someone establish their book, that makes them almost an instant expert in a niche, that then they then need to broadcast their message. This is exposure. Now, their message needs to be consistent with the brand and their audience and what they're expecting to hear, which was really cool because I'm talking to my new friend Jim, and the guy with tattoos and all that. He's got $100 million company. By the way, I can't help but share this. Like, I didn't say successful company. I mean, I said successful company, but I'm like talking like super successful company, right? So he's got a $100 million company. So that's where this advice is coming from, okay? He had to make sure he's maximizing his exposure. So he's doing Instagram stories and Facebook, and he initially grew his entire following without paid advertising, just building his brand based on his expertise. But he said it's extremely important for him to stay on brand with his message. Because if he starts selling out, he's very conscious that the 1 million+ followers he's got on Facebook and the different people that think that he is an expert in what he does, he's got to make sure that he keeps his brand consistent. So there's two things. Like, a lot of times people say, oh, I need to get a book done, which you totally do. You need to have a book. You should probably have multiple books, but let's start with one. And then you need to make sure you get exposure for that. That needs to be consistent and congruent. Or you're not going to be talking to your core audience. So this is branding badassery. The two components. Expertise, you need to establish, and then exposure. Or another way to look at it is the instant expert method, is to go ahead and write the book on the subject that you want to become an expert in. You do that in a variety of cool ways. I help people with that all the time. And then number 2, you broadcast. Have a message that's actually going out, and one that's consistent with your brand. So my challenge for you today is to try to decide what is the subject that you want to become an expert in and perceive as an expert in. And then how are you going to broadcast your message to the world, and what are you going to use? What are your channels? Do you like audio? Do you want to do a podcast? Do you want to do video and do a YouTube channel? Do you want to do Facebook? Do you want to do Instagram? You need to decide. So just draw a line in the sand and decide your niche and choose. And the more focused you are on your ideal client, on who you really want to serve, the more value you can actually add them. Instead of just everyone, don't pull that. Go ahead and decide who you'd ultimately like to serve. And by the way, you might find the secret to that by looking in the mirror. Next time you're brushing your teeth, look in the mirror and look at you, or the you of maybe a couple of years ago, before you had established all your awesomeness to get you where you are today. That's not always your ideal client, but it's a good idea. That might be where they're hiding. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Another daily dose of Greatness Quest. To get even more awesomeness, which means all my best stuff, download my app by texting Trevor to 36260. It will show up right on your cell phone. Just text message the word Trevor to 36260. Talk to you soon.